No place like home. No place like home.
Welcome to this edition of The Caring Hand Show. When I say you don't want to miss this, you don't want to miss this. I'm sitting next to Cheryl Leonard. She is the Executive Director of Caring Hands. I'm Rochelle, your host. You're watching The Caring Hand Show, and we'll be right back. Are you a current employee of Caring Hands and looking to level up? This training is just for you. We are now offering medication aid training. That's right, in just 24 short hours, you will learn how to properly give medications to your clients. You'll learn how to give medications orally. What are the 5 rights to med administration? How to administer insulin by injection, and much, much more. Call us today at 336-389-1297 and inquire about our next class. Welcome back to The Caring Hand Show. Before I left you, I introduced Ms. Cheryl Leonard. She's the Executive Director here at Caring Hands. We have a beautiful day outside. We're at the picnic table, and I'm ready to talk dirt with Cheryl Leonard. Hey, Cheryl.
Hey.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I know you are super busy.
Absolutely, but anything for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So, of all the interviews that I've been doing here at this picnic table, this is the one that I've looked most forward to because of just who you are, what you bring to the table, the value that you brought to the business, and your pop of color, everything about you. But before we dive into that, let's take a step back and talk about Cheryl before she came to Caring Hands. What were you doing?
Oh my goodness. I spent most of my time in HR. Customer service background, HR has been my specialty. It's where I fell in love with corporate world, really. A lot of things that have happened for me in HR have guided me to coming here today and being able to have these opportunities with you. Mm-hmm. So for me, I think at this point, I don't want to go back to HR. I like what I do here.
I bet you do. Absolutely. So I know that you worked in HR in a lot of different places. You worked in a call center. You've, because a lot of times when we talk, you'll reach back into those different career paths that you were going on until you got here. So what are some of the things that you can remember from your past that prepared you for what you're doing now?
Oh, wow. I think one of the biggest things is I remember being an employee. And so when I think about how I manage, how I direct and lead the team, I always think about what it feels like to be in their shoes.
Absolutely.
Every time, there's a conflict or there's something that I need to navigate, I think about what if that was me? Mm-hmm. How would I want my manager to handle it? Yeah. So that's probably the biggest takeaway is that I'm more focused on balancing the act between leadership and remembering what it felt like to be that person in that seat. And I think that's what has really made this experience really good for me. Because I think people can relate.
Yes.
Because I've been there, done that with them before. Yeah. Outside of that, just the skills. I've been through so many software systems, so many different companies that had 10 different modules that we had to do at one time. And so just knowing how to think forward and navigate those things without formal trainings has been a big help in what I've done here as well.
And one of the things that I always appreciate about you is you never meet a stranger. And you seem like you know everybody. And so I know that you're originally from New York, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then you moved here to North Carolina. So what's that about you that, has you, connecting with people like that and, just pretty much the go-to for everyone for everything?
In my early years here, I came down because of family. So I like to tell people I have the best of both worlds. I was raised with Southern grandparents in a New York swag. So I was able to have the benefits of having that country life, country living, country values, as people say. Yeah. And then coming down from New York, where of course it's all tough and rough and where everyone's so, I was able to blend both of those things together. And I think that's what makes me me. And I used to party like a rock star here in Greensboro.
I bet you did.
I've met a lot of people along the way, and I love making connections because you just never know who knows who and where that next opportunity is going to take you. So
Absolutely.
I enjoy knowing that the next person could be that person that changes my life.
Yes, yes, yes. I love that. And you truly have brought that swag, to you, to Caring Hands. I want to talk a little bit more about just some of that personal side because, you're a phenomenal mother.
Thank you.
You're an awesome wife.
I try.
Absolutely. You're a phenomenal daughter.
I try.
You're a sister. You have all of these hats, and then of course you're the leader here. So I want to kind of delve into that because I think that our audience really needs to, see what it's like to be the head, be that lead authority, but still have all of those responsibilities that come with that. Are you ready for that?
Sure.
All right. So Cheryl's ready. I want you to get ready. After this, we'll be back with more Cheryl Leonard here on The Caring Hands Show. Looking for summer employment opportunities? Look no further. Caring Hands Home Health is now hiring CNAs and PCAs. No training, no problem. We provide PCA training to make sure you are confident and qualified to work in the home. Apply on our website at caringhandshhc.com. Welcome back. You're here with us, Cheryl Leonard. I'm Rochelle, your host, and we were just about to take it into the next segment where I really want to delve into Cheryl, okay? The Long Island queen from New York, come down to North Carolina, got that Southern swag to her now. Because one of the things that, I love about you is seeing how you balance everything, okay? You've got 2 boys and bonus children.
Correct.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about that family blend and what it's like when you leave here and you got to go home to your family.
Ooh, sometimes I forget to turn off that leader, that boss, as some people like to say.
Right.
Because when you walk in, your kids are like, "Mommy," and it just starts.
Yeah.
You don't get a break. So I think the biggest thing for me to remember is that I'm not perfect by any means. I juggle so many hats in my personal and the business world, and I've accepted that I'm going to drop the ball somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I try not to let it be my children, but I've missed field trips. I forgot to send the money. I forgot the cupcakes. I forgot a doctor's appointment.
That's all of us, right?
Right. But I've learned to try to make sure that I write things down. That's one of my biggest takeaways. Write it down.
Right.
Put it on the calendar. Going from a leadership position into my home with my husband, I have to remember to step back a little bit,
Right.
to give him back the reins. Because as a northern girl, I'm already a little aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
As a to-be southern woman, I can be sweet and sassy.
Mm-hmm.
So making sure that I can kind of bring myself back down a little bit, give him his place in the household,
Absolutely.
give my kids the attention, and I just kind of fit everything else in somewhere in between.
Yeah.
I don't try to make it work. I just do. Sometimes it's balanced. Most of the time it's not. And I'm okay with that.
Right.
And I think being okay with that is what makes me do what I do well.
Absolutely. I totally, I think that it's liberating for somebody to just hear that because we do feel like that we are, pulled in all these different directions and we're meant to be perfect and that, we should have it all together. But, I say I can do anything, but I can't do everything.
I can't do everything.
You see what I'm saying? So I totally get that. And then again, one of the other things that I like about you, and because I credit you with this, is, you simplify things by getting your locks, by, keeping it nice and simple, but still having that pop of color and flair and everything like that. So, how do you feel about that transition of, changing these things to simplify your life?
I absolutely love it. I love my hair.
I do too.
It's everything for me right now. I actually listened to, I can't remember if it was a podcast or if I read it somewhere, but it was a president. And I remember Barack Obama and Bill Clinton saying it at one point. But they said that I have so many decisions to make in a day. Let me keep the little things little.
Yeah.
And that came down to them saying, I wear the same blue suits.
Right.
I wear the same black tie. I wear the same because that's one thing I don't have to think about.
Yeah.
So when I thought about me as a black woman and my hair, that's a big deal.
Absolutely.
Every day I have to comb it, brush it, pull it, something, right? Pay for it,
Yeah.
whatever it
All
may
of the
be.
above, right?
So at this point, I've realized, you know what? My hair is the one thing that I can simplify, make it easy for me, make it gorgeous, and then I can be authentically me
Yeah.
because now I'm not dealing with anything else, any unnatural substances in it as well.
Absolutely.
So it really is a health and wealth journey because I save a lot of money too.
Yeah, absolutely. And we need to do that nowadays. Everything is getting high.
Everything.
Right. Well, again, I credit you with, I did my lock journey. I wear my papa color now.
gorgeous.
Exactly, because you got me like, you know what? Love that melanin you're in.
Yeah.
And, make that papa color, And so I thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this segment, which I think some people are really, really going to take some nuggets from this, I want to talk about the future. Yes. And so, yes, I know she's ready. She's already ready. I hope you're ready too. I want you to stay right there because you don't want to miss what's coming up next. I'm Rochelle. You're watching The Caring Hands Show, and we'll be right back. Level up with a career with Caring Hands Home Health. I'm Rochelle Wilkins, and I want you to join my winning team. We've been providing home health care services in the community for over 20 years. I guarantee you quality training, competitive pay, benefits, and a matching 401k. We are currently looking for CNAs and PCAs. This is more than just a job, but an advancement to a career in home health care. Give us a call or visit our website if you're interested in joining Caring Hands. It's time to level up. Welcome back. I'm sitting here with Cheryl Leonard, and before we left you, we left on a cliffhanger because I want to talk about the future. So here at Caring Hands, I just have to say this. We've been in business 20 years, and I have no problem saying that the last 5 years of those 20, I've seen the most expansion, I've seen the most increase, I've seen the most leadership, I've seen the most technology changes. I mean, you've leveled us up in so many different ways. And so I want to thank you for that.
Oh, my pleasure.
Absolutely.
My pleasure.
And so where are we going next? What are we doing next?
Woo! Where are we going? Okay, so, Caring Hands, where we've been and where we've come to today has really inspired me to want to do so many more things. Being under you and your leadership has inspired me to want to do so many things. I did not know Black women ran businesses, multi-million-dollar businesses,
And
here
we
in
do.
Greensboro, out of all places. So for me, my next big venture is Abundant Always.
Yes. Okay.
Hair expos, conferences. As a former event planner way back in the day, I am looking forward to bringing events together and bringing women of color, men of color together on this natural hair journey and this health journey.
Yeah.
Caring Hands as a whole, the expansion, moving into a bigger building,
Yeah.
employing more people, helping the community in ways that we could never imagine.
Absolutely.
In this process, I've started the nonprofit.
Yeah, you did. Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about your nonprofit.
So our nonprofit is called Hearts Chosen to Care, and we are catering to the caregivers who care for the community.
That's phenomenal.
We're also helping those, there's clients who are needing services, needing little stuff, blankets, shirts, food, and filling in those gaps that may not be filled because they don't have resources. So we want to be the bridge to the resources. And then taking care of those who take care of them. That's the most important part to us.
Absolutely.
And I have a great team that works on that as well. And so with all three things coming together, the only thing I can see is that, we're going to go state to state.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the growth and impacting people all around this country, maybe even one day in the world.
Yeah.
But I would love to see Caring Hands name in North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, Virginia, New York, and
Absolutely.
California, and everywhere else that we can
Yes.
put it, hopefully franchising and getting us out there. With everything that we've done so far, it lets me know that we can do it.
Yes.
We can do it as a team.
Yes, we can do
it
all
together.
things.
All
Yes.
things through Christ.
Yes.
And I'm super confident in my abilities to work with this team and push us to the forefront. Some people may not like it, because who likes change?
Yeah.
Right?
But it's inevitable,
But
and it has to happen in order for us to grow.
it has to happen, and we have a phenomenal team. We have phenomenal leadership,
Yeah.
and I'm so looking forward to seeing where this goes. Within the next 6 months or so, I'm looking to grow our census so we
Yeah.
can impact more people. We've built some great partnerships with other companies out here that we're
Absolutely.
working with.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we're definitely looking forward to what's next. And honestly, only God knows.
Only God knows.
But we're ready.
Absolutely, absolutely,
We're ready.
absolutely. And so we put it at his feet. We lay it. We ask that he make our way sure. So from the nonprofit to being that wonderful mom, balancing all of that, abundant always, where we talk about hair and all things growth and glowing up with our health and our finances and all that great stuff, as well as caring hands. Whew, we got a lot. We got a lot going on. Absolutely. But as we said, we can do it. So I want you to pray for us as we pray for you. And, know that we've got great leadership here. Okay. I am literally not only working alongside Cheryl, but I'm also passing the baton. Okay. So you need to just know that the best is yet to come. Our latter will be greater than our past. And it's because of you who've always supported us and anyone that will become our supporter of Caring Hands. We love you. We thank you for watching the Caring Hands Show. I'm Rochelle, your host, sitting here with Cheryl Leonard, and we'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching.
Like home.